Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Wait, what? What did you say, Destiny? Did you call your production space a storage? Girl, did that slip? Or are you just keeping it real now that you've been exposed? Because at first you said production space. Then secondly, you said you was in like a salon suite type of situation. There were other businesses in this corridor, like hair salons, nail salons, boutiques. Boo boo. Okay. You just really like they should have just showed a very small part of that because it just tells us that you're doing white labeling. You're not mixing, matching, pouring. You're not labeling. You're not doing anything to the bottles. All you need is a space, an address to receive packages. And then you will send your customers there with their purchases. Okay, girl. Um, if you like, where does Destiny live? Because we see Melody, she be packaging up her stuff in her house. Oh, Destiny doesn't have a house. Y'all think Destiny lives with her father? Yeah, that makes sense. And he might live in a small place, like an apartment. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. I heard you though, girl. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade. Thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now, girl, let's get into some kikiing and some ha-hawing and get into this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 9, episode 6. These lips don't lie. Do we like the title of the episode? No. Are we going to change it? Sure. But besties, you let me know down in the comments, what do you rate this week's episode? It was a lot. It was a lot of notes, I think I have about, yeah, a lot of notes. Let's get into it. Definitely, um, uh, it was a lot. I'm going to give it maybe an 8.5 because, and I'm gonna tell y'all now, if you are a millimeter, don't attack me, don't come for me. These what I say is my opinion on how I process this show. Don't you come in my comments, woo wop 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 wop. Be your own fan, be on your own team. I'm team God, okay? I am Team Ice Cube. Okay. That's it. Maybe a new edition. I am Team Ice Cube and New Edition. Leave me alone because I'm going to talk about everybody when it's time to talk about everybody. Okay. Now, child, don't forget to like the video because if you come in here commenting and fussing and fight with me, the block is hot. And you won't be back again. But if you come in and be respectful, I do ask of that. I got to put that out there because you know these millimeters are nuts. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel, and make sure your notification bell is on. Ding dong. So that you know every time I post. Now let's get to this. It's a to be continued from last week. So Martell had nothing to show in his phone. Just like they knew. Kimmy tells Martell that he always says sorry. I didn't mean it. It's not true. And then he come back and do this, cause havoc again. Martell is yelling. And he says, I do this because I'm a dude. Like dude code. He hollering. his hands moving. Child Maurice, honey, little light skin, got up out his seat. Well, he's sitting on a picnic table. He got up and he was blocking Martell from getting close to Kimmy because he is coming to get all in her face, right? I have never seen Maurice defend Kimmy. Like in words, like somebody say something, he, battles them. But for him to get up, I was like, good move, Maurice. Keep that up. Keep it up. Because I've never seen him defend Kimmy for anything. They done called her a side piece. He done left her at the table when, what's the ex-wife's name? Oh, God. I got it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, whatever. What's that child's name? It'll hit me. Ooh. Okay. Kajua. Something like that. Kajua, Kimiwa, Kwa, something. Y'all will tell me. I know it, but I can't get it. It's on the tip of my tongue. So, Martell is saying that him and Marceau have met all these, I guess, different women, and they done hooked up with these women, and they have humped on the same girl. I'm like, Martell, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Martell said he is going for broke. You go low, he going lower. Wow, Martell. I had to pause. Did any of you guys have to rewind it? Because these first couple of minutes, it was just a lot of bleep, 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 bleep. And you like trying to put the code words in, and some of them are cuss words, but some of them are people's names that they're not mentioning. So you're just like, I'm trying to pause it to, girl. I was like, wow, woo, shots fired. So Marcel gonna say, dude, you smoking crack. Where you come off with that old 1990s clapback? We ain't saying that no more. So then Martell goes into exposing Tisha's past. She did it. And so Tisha's like, she did it with some other dude before. And because I saw it in person. I was there. I saw it in person. And ooh, Tisha, you nasty. He's gonna tell Tisha she nasty. Like that's supposed to hurt her feelings. He was like, you beyond nasty. What that mean, Martell? What did she do? Was it a train? Did he put an object inside of her? Like, tell us more. I want to know. Because she don't look like, well, them be the ones. Oh, Tisha trying to clap back. That was in college. And blah, 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 blah. Then Marceau says, don't address that, honey. Babe, don't address that. You know how he tells what to do. Don't address that, babe. Don't do that. Don't address that. We don't do that. Because the best thing to serve someone who is unhinged, coming for you, trying to poke the bear, is to serve them dust. Just go, okay. That makes them mad. And but Martell gonna just keep going. That's why, you gotta get up and walk away from Martell, because he gonna keep going. He gonna get in your face. Clearly, he must know how to fight, because that's what he really was trying to do, right? So, but most people will get mad and kind of pipe down when you're not responding or you're not reacting. So in Kimmy's confessional, she says Martell should not have brought Tisha into this. That was a low blow. Next question from Destiny, the leader of the field day, the referee. Other than your spouse, who has shown up for you the most in this alleged friend group? Child, everybody, everybody's like, what? Nobody. Tisha said nobody. Maurice said alleged. They found that funny. And so even Nell said, I know that's right, nobody. So Marceau says, well, wait, Martell, he showed me how not to leave my marriage for a shareable side chick. What? Martell turns his head, he spits. I can't do it. And he says, I'm sorry. Like he about to do something. Because that motion right there, when somebody turns around to spit, it goes, I'm sorry, and act like they didn't hear you. They want you to repeat that. Normally they get ready to punch you. It's about to be a physical altercation. So I'm going, I know Martell ain't finna. He didn't. Destiny is losing her mind. She cannot believe, I don't see how. She can't believe that this is just going this far. And she acting like she ain't friends with Martell, like she don't know how unhinged he is. You know what you're doing, Destiny. And I don't understand why she's trying to live. Ever since St. Thomas, she's been acting softer, like she's in her soft era. And I noticed Sunny. Where is Sunny and Moses? We're not gonna see them no more. So Stormy left and Sunny. What's going on? Okay. Child, Destiny's like, So Marceau says Martell asked him, did Mel even try to slob on the knob? Slob on his knob. And Martell is like, man, shut the F up. So they do some flashbacks to a reunion when it was trying to, Martell was asking Melody, did she slob on Marceau's knob? And it was like, and she turned around, looked at Kimmy and them and said, can you believe, yep, my ex-husband is this, blah, whatever. So Marceau's confessional, he says, Martell accuses everyone of cheating and lying. He's done it to Nell, Kimmy, and Melody, now him. Destiny says one of y'all got to go, or both of y'all gotta leave. She was like, this is just getting off the chain. So then Martell says that he didn't bleep Tisha when his boys bleeped. I was like, whoa. Wow. So see how he's going. So see, since the whole, you asked Melody, did she, right? That didn't work. That didn't make Tisha activate, right? So you see how now Martell is trying to say that he was very close to Tisha, where he's about to allude that, he could have hit, but his boy did, and he was there to witness it. It's like he's going lower. So someone said, so Marceau said, well, you said I couldn't. Marceau, you know who she married? You was uglier than you are. I'm better than you are. What? You was talking, you said I couldn't sleep with her. You think you good. I was like, what is going on? Now, yeah, I don't know where security was, but I was sure waiting for security to pop in and grab them brothers. Maybe they would have got a hit in. Maybe Marceau would have knocked Martell's fisherman hat off, and maybe a little squabble. Someone would fall down, bleeding, something. But no, you're not coming for my wife. Then you're going to tell me I'm ugly, and so not as if that was already bad. Martell gonna tell Tisha, you got the bottom of the barrel. Oh my goodness. Marceau is a very strong man. Marceau is strong because, honey, it should have been a fight after that. It just should have been a fight after that. You gonna call me ugly, telling me you almost could have got my wife, and how everybody else then got her. You calling her how do we spell a 403, or is it 304? Yeah, up 304. You could have called me ugly, child. So Tisha tells Marceau, I saved you, huh? And he was like, he kisses her and he was like, thank you, baby. And then he look at Martell like, take that. Where your wife at? I was like, okay. So keep that in mind, y'all, because I'm gonna bring it to where what really is the problem. And you probably already know too. And you can voice your opinion, but these are my thoughts. So Destiny says she's leaving. After starting all this mess with those questions, she's leaving. And the guys are like, Lance, sir, little boy, okay, I know your parents are here, but your woman is leaving. It's time for you to get up and go be with your woman. So they're like, go get with her. Martell and Maurice is like, blood, go get her. You ain't gonna go with her? She's leaving. So they leave. So Tisha telling Martell that he lying on her. Martell fussing back because, honey, he is in attack mode. Marcel's coaching Tisha. So Tisha in her confession was saying how Martell just wants you to agree with him. Whatever he believes, he just wants you to agree with him. And we know that because he said something to that effect to Destiny when they was at the bar later on. So Marcel is coaching Tisha on how to stop engaging because Martell acts like a woman. Martell's standing right there. Here go Martell. What? You act like a whole BIT beep, child. I'm like, oh, Marcel, you are so strong. You know what? Instead of with the black Espo, hey Tisha, Marcel, you need to teach a class on emotional intelligence because, honey, you got it. You must know my boy DB out here with the emotional intelligence. He's the emotional intelligence guy, the EI guy. Child, look him up, y'all. Look him up. Whew, DB stands for last name is Bedford. Child. But that's not the first time Marceau has heard that. It's not the first time he's been called a B on TV. Okay. So Marceau tells Tisha that, he can handle that, being called that, because, Stormy said it first. And she's like, okay, let me go home and be a mom. And he like, yeah, do that. So Kimmy in her confession, though, she says that, Marceau and Martell are all the way out of pocket. I said, bring back the 1990s, honey, Kimmy. I'm here for it. How old is Kimmy? Do y'all know? Because she's y'all both out of pocket. Way out of pocket. So she tells Marceau, Martell used Tisha as collateral damage to get back at you. And she's catching all the strays. All the strays. He says, that's why I told her to step away because, he's trying to get me to fight him, and that's not going to happen. Good job, Marceau. I have to commend you, honey, because me and Martell would still be in jail. And so he was like, I feel you, but, Kimmy says, I feel you, but, he was hollering all in her face and disrespecting her. Girl, just because Maurice jumped in front of you for one time in his life, don't do that. Don't do that. You better be happy and relish in Maurice protecting you that one time. So Marceau is so cute. He just fixing Kimmy's hair while she's fussing at him. Such a brother-sister moment, right? Meanwhile, Martell is at his truck. Lance was there for a second. Chris Fletcher is there, and he's all telling Kimmy, don't be mad at me. She ain't said nothing to him. And so she ain't said nothing to him. She probably did, ignoring him. And I'm like, well, Martell, who should she be mad at? Because you just caused all this ruckus. She can be mad at Destiny, but Destiny is wrong for what she did, being messy. But the words, the strays, the missiles, the bombs, the cannonballs, man. And how long Martell been holding that in for a minute? He is mad. You understand me? Martell is mad, honey. So Maurice says, oh, this is typical Martell. You just sensitive, and then when you get sensitive, then you get angry. So Maurice told Martell, you mad about that interview, huh? And now you just going in. and is. So in Maurice's confessional, he doesn't believe Martell has any proof of anything because he don't believe that he would have been able to hold it in all these years and not expose it. And he also lets us know, those two, Martell and Marceau, have been funking for like 6 years now. And he just don't believe that Martell would have the restraint to hold back on Marceau. But I'm like, he's not even finished. What are you talking about? I think he do have something. It's pictures out. I mean, like, all he gonna do is regurgitate what we already can see, look up online. But they've done dirt together. They have done their dirt together. And I don't know what the proof would be. Maybe telephone numbers, pictures, Coleslaw took pictures when they went out of town somewhere, right? I mean, child, it's plenty of proof. Who was you with in Africa, Marcel? You didn't go no Africa by yourself. Shut up. Do we have pictures of anything like that? Do we have pictures? So Tisha and Marcel, they meet at a jewelry store. Child, Tisha is something else. What she gonna do? She gonna stand by her man. She gonna stand by that man. She ain't going nowhere. So she's looking to get him a new wedding band because she says it's just been too long and he getting way too comfortable not wearing his wedding ring. And so he gonna say, like, he likes to poke and play, and he likes to just he don't take Tisha seriously. I believe he love her, and he got the right one. Of course, he got somebody who's gonna put up with his mess. So he just in there. I feel naked without my watch. Who says that? Like, you are so rude, and stop doing that. Why does she deserve you? Like, this girl is in here stressed out. She been stressed since she got on this TV. It's been a rough 7 years for Tisha. She's in here about to buy you a wedding ring because you won't wear one, probably can't find it, and you ain't gonna look for it. So she's getting you a new one, and you in here talking about you feel naked without your watch. You just so I don't know why you treat her like that. I just don't know. So she said, you should feel naked without your ring. And he was like, I feel fully clothed without that. It's like, you play too much. Play too much. Play too much. The way she left Melody at that table in that restaurant, she should have left Marceau in this jewelry store. And so, he tells her that she represents them when she wears her ring. Boy, be quiet. And so he was like, well, what does it mean to you? Because he gonna say, oh, rings represent obedience. Tisha, Tisha, what are we doing, bruh? I'm calling her a bruh. What are we doing, sis? And so, okay, he's not obedient to her, so that just means he can do what he want to do, and she gonna put up with him. And that's why he like to play with you, because you gonna put up with it. And so she was like, no, it's not about no obedience. It's a symbol of love and a commitment that you made to someone. And so um he gonna say, don't I look like I'm married? I mean, come on. As people look at me, don't I look like I'm married? I don't look single. Something he was saying, and she was like, "That's not. No one. They gonna think you're single because you don't have a ring on." Like, he just be playing, and because he would never do that to Melody. So then, he's trying to say that he carried himself like a married man, and you do not. You do not. You are in love with one of your homegirls, Melody Cherie. You do not. So Tisha also thinks that him wearing his ring will stop all this disrespect that people are doing to her and her marriage. She feels that people disrespect her marriage, and she just, so she's just is this like what you're doing when it's kind of getting to the last straw of things? I'm like, no, girl, that has nothing to do with it. There's plenty of men that don't wear their ring, that don't do what Marceau does. I mean, they have over the years, if you pay attention, you can already tell that they've been separated before. They ain't told you. They ain't told us. They don't share that part. But there are a lot of clues that this marriage might be on the rocks. Because y'all remember when they were in Vegas and she wanted to do a surprise vow renewal. Marceau was not feeling that at all. Remember when Black opened and it was some girl with a red dress on that was something in the DMs with kissy faces and booty pictures and all that. And remember at a reunion, they were trying to pressure Tisha because, Kiki, R.I.P. Kiki, she was trying to prove that Marceau was cheating, and Carlos had asked her, so if you really found out, would you leave Marceau? And she was kind of like, well, I guess I would have to since y'all making me. That's the feel that you get from her response. That's not what she said, but she was kind of like, yeah. And it's just like, how come we haven't seen that? How come that part of you guys has not been on display? Love and marriage. Even Marceau said when the show started, it was supposed to be called something else about construction and all that and building empires or whatever. And then when they changed the name to Love and Marriage, he even said, I don't know nothing about that. I'm not good at that. I don't specialize in love and marriage. Like, it's just so many clues. Remember when they moved from the one house and he was trying to live in one spot and he was going to stay there because he was going to be doing a lot of work or getting it fixed up, and he was going to have the son over there with him, and she was like, no, you need to come home. Child, we already know y'all been separated. Y'all done came to a lot of places by yourself, just like the field day. Y'all didn't come together. Remember Africa? He went by himself. Yeah, they have spent some time apart. It's very clear. They have spent time apart. That's why they can't find that wedding band. That's why she in the jewelry store. They didn't move so much. So, let's see. So, yeah, so people disrespect their marriage. No, girl, your husband disrespects y'all marriage. But go at it, girl. So he just be stressing Tisha out for no reason. Like, stop picking at her. That lady really loves you, Marcel. You are taking her for granted. You need to stop. So instead of saying he's sorry or going with the flow of just, woo wop, taking accountability, I'll say. He gonna tell her, well, we've been married the longest in the Scott family, in our first, the first time being married, we've been married the longest. So it's insufferable. That's why you were staying so long. And that's nothing to be proud of if you're not happy. So she says the last 7 years have been tough for her, especially the last year. Now, I don't know if the last year, is she referring to her cousin passing away or were they separated last year? I'm not too sure, because when Kiki threw that water in my face or that liquor in my face and you didn't do nothing, we would have broke up that night. We would have broke up that night for sure. So she says, last year they discussed breaking up and they decided to stay together. No, I think y'all discussed getting back together because you guys decided to stay together. There are a lot of clues, Tisha, that there has been some mess going on with them. And it's unfortunate they're not sharing that part of them. And why not? This is a reality show. We have seen the Hulks tear up, fall apart, and I mean to the dirt. Why can't y'all? Because what I remember, first season, second episode, or the first episode, Melody said at the table that, anyway, let's move on, because I think let me drink some of this water. I don't even want to. Okay, so whatever. She gonna get this ring, I guess, whatever. So he was talking about how, they have to say and be who they say they are to each other. So he was just telling her like, when I met you, or I don't know what part when this was, but he was saying that Tisha used to walk with her head held high, and her, chest out, and woo woo woo. And I'm going, Tisha who? Oh, also Tisha, you're trying to tell me that at some point in y'all relationship, she used to walk with her head held high, with her shoulders back, and her chest out. Not the Tisha that is on Love and Marriage Huntsville. What you talking about? You want a melody. That's what you just told her. Be who you say you gonna be. Be like Melody is what you really was saying. Because Tisha is very docile. Child, please. Okay, so then she goes into so she don't even believe what you just said, Marcel, because she goes into, I just want to be happy, and I'm not a person who wants to fight, and I just feel like so many people come at me wrong, and they beat me up online, and they just talk so bad about me, and oh my goodness, and I fell into a depression, and I just want to be happy and have fun, and I was so sad, and I've been hurt and alone. Alone in your marriage? Yeah, separated. Girl, they be throwing hints at us. They be throwing hints at us. Oh, when is it gonna come out? And it just seems like, pause real quick, besties. It seems like what's happening now, like from field day, this should have happened seasons ago. Why is this just now coming out? Right? It's like this should have happened right after Melody and Martell separated and filed for divorce. This seems so late. Like it's so like there ain't nothing else to talk about, so we just gonna dig. Is that what we doing? Is that what we're doing? Okay, let's go, because I'm just taking forever. Okay. So, y'all, it was so good, right? So she all, they don't love so long. And so he tells her, don't read the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marceau does not know how to be a loving husband. He just gonna coach you. He just gonna coach you. He just gonna be a motivational speaker. He not finna hug you. He don't like Tisha. There is no body language. There is no eye locking when they talk. It's just there's nothing there. We just here for the kids. That's what that is. And Tisha is docile, and this is what docile women do. She is old school, like her grandma, probably her great grandma has stayed with these men for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. It was just unhappy. And we ain't doing that no more. This ain't a flex, like like Mauricio say. This ain't no flex. Being unhappily married is not a flex. We want, ladies, want peace, want freedom. Get what you want, what you deserve. Ugh. Anyway, okay. Stay focused. Okay. Tisha tells him that she apologized to Destiny, and so he says he will apologize also, but he can't control what people say to him. He'd rather keep his behavior in control. He's still doing the motivational speaking. They don't buy into when you go low, I go lower. He was like, that's not a flex. Martell is a loose cannon and will not hold himself accountable. Say that again. He will never hold himself accountable. And then Marcel was like, well, look how he treated his family. Look what he did to Melody. Like, I think this would just be so good, y'all. In my mind, Tisha and Marceau finally breaks up, right? Whatever. They were alluding to Marceau is going to give his watch to his son, I believe. And so they said in 5 years. So I guess he'll be grown like 18. I don't know. But wouldn't that be something if Marceau and Tisha divorces and Marceau gets with Melody? Ooh. Ooh, that would be good. it would never happen. But if it do, just know I said it first. Okay, so Melody is making her rounds, honey. Hey, Mel. She is going around. She taking everybody out to lunch since the trip because she want to talk to everybody one-on-one to see what's going on with them because it was just a lot going on that trip, right? And so Melody says, and it's Tisha's turn today. So they meet at a cute little, seemed like it was a new restaurant, like downtown is building up, like Huntsville is coming up. And, seems like Tisha's a little nervous because she is just running her mouth, talking about all the stuff that they're building downtown Huntsville and blah, 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 and how they got stuff for the kids. And okay, get to the good stuff, Tisha and Mel. So Tisha brings up her being invited to the field day, how Kimmy and Destiny reached out to her. And Mel was like, Destiny? She ain't got she didn't say it, but this is me. She ain't got my new number. Mel was not interested in going to field day. And y'all all know she is not going to be around Martell. Okay. Side note, Carlos King. Carlos, you see how you keeping Mel and Martell apart? You need to do that over there at in Mississippi. With Sophia and Selena. Okay? Yeah. Court orders, boo. Court orders. And Letitia. That was for you and Carlos. Okay. So where are we? Okay, so they come so Mel brings up the DUI, Maurice's DUI. And so they go into that. And so she's all like, yeah. So, Melody's kind of like poking around trying to get the tea on Maurice and what happened and everything. So, she kind of just seeing what Tisha gonna say. Tisha was like, oh, we all make mistakes. She's like, oh, I know Kimmy was embarrassed because, I've been humiliated by my husband, by a spouse, and I know how that feels. And she was like, no, Kimmy wasn't embarrassed. She said, that was on him. That was on him, girl. So Melody was like, well, he better not start up with them Martin Luther King speeches because I ain't trying to hear none of that. She was like, he was reckless, and so this is a touchy subject for Melody. R.I.P. to her grandmother. She lost her life to a drunk driver. So it's touchy and it's triggering, right? So we do know that's the RIP grandma. Then she swears that Maurice had red lipstick on his lips in his mugshot and supposedly on his collar. Like, don't Kimmy wear lipstick, Mel? Like, come on, girl. And so Tisha don't believe it was lipstick, child. They pull up his mugshot. Tisha snatched her phone. She's like, that is not lipstick, girl. He was drinking. So she says, she about to go because Melody is starting mess. She like, I gotta go, girl. She's like, waiter, can I get a to-go container? Okay, can a top? Thank you. Honey, she picks up her food. She go over there and kiss and hug Mel. And she's like, I gotta go. Thank you for lunch. And you got my dinner for me and my, and I didn't like how she said me and my husband. Like, why are you throwing that up in her face? You are intimidated of Melody. You are. And Tisha, it's okay that you an old school lady and your husband is your greatest prize. Not them degrees you have, not any of your accolades or accomplishments. You being a married woman is your prize. And that's fine, but you need to own it and walk in it and stop being so wanting people to just be okay with it. Who cares if they're not okay with it? I mean, this is what you want. It's fine. Everybody can't be Melody. And you little jelly of her. And your husband want a woman like her. So Melody's still asking questions. Oh, wait, okay, so wait. Now Tisha didn't put a purse on, got up. She was like, well, wait, so wasn't he arrested like at 12 in the daytime? And she said, oh, investigator Mel. And Mel was like, well, y'all been investigating my life. Nah, you volunteered all your information. I laughed so hard. Tisha's like, no, boo-boo, you volunteered all of that, sis. You was an open book. Tisha's like, all right, thank you for dinner. Bye, gotta go. Melody is like, she ran out on the bill. Get security. She didn't pay her check. I ain't paying for this. Girl. Because you didn't give her nothing. She ain't paying for nothing. So Martell meets Destiny down to the bar. Not a park this time. They in the bar because, child, Destiny said, I need a drink to deal with Martell because this is just off the chain. So she feels like he owes her and Tisha an apology, and he does. He gives it to her. First he wasn't, then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. This is your girl, Martell. Come on now. So Martell is kind of but he has a little bit of sense. He has a tad bit. He has a tad bit of sense. So he gives her the apology that she deserved. But he was like, here we go. But why did I get all the questions? You asked me 2 questions. Oh, okay. So production not doing a good job. They didn't show us anybody else's questions. And that would have been nice. Sometimes you need a filler of questions when it's so amped up. I mean, I would have preferred more questions than Mel meeting up with Trisha. Huh? Yeah. Okay. You too? Mm-hmm. I know. Because you felt some kind of way. No, I didn't. You said you wasn't being supported by the guys. You know, when we was at the Madani storage. Child. Okay, ma'am. Production space. Did you hear her? There she said it. At the Madani storage. Okay, Destiny, showing accountability, owning her lie. Well, she didn't lie, but she didn't, she did the Trisha production space. What is that? Storage. So, the point of having the field day was to move past y'all drama, Martell. But Marceau seemed like he was just stuck on, I don't respect you. And they was like, yeah. And so Martell gonna say, yeah, like, where did that come from? Melody, Cherie, Rogers, duh. That is her homeboy. He picked her over you. Melody had a talk with him. She told him straight up, him or me. Do you want him or do you really want me? You can't be both of our friends. You see, it didn't work with Destiny. So Marceau has picked Melody. That's where it came from, Martell, from your ex-wife. Meanwhile, Chris Fletcher drops in on Marceau at the new house he's building over there in North Huntsville. So they talk business first. Okay, get to the point. Come on, Chris. You can do it. Get to the point. Get it out. So then he gets it out. Chris wants to know why all that happened at field day. He said, was that behind the interview that you did? Like, so then Destiny asked at the bar, she's asking Martell, was it because of the revenge Porn? And so Martell gonna say, no, it's a misunderstanding, and he just don't believe me. Over there at the house, Marceau tells Chris that Martell calls your wife a side chick, right? Y'all cool, right? He said, yeah, he called my wife a side chick, and I told him, be doing that no more. I don't like that. I just got with him on that. He said, okay, right. But Martell will apologize for that, and then he'll do it again. And Marceau said, my life is not set up for all that. I ain't got time for that. And I'm like, Marceau has been very profound this season, even a little bit in the last mid-season when he was talking to Marquez or Kez. It was just like he has said some profound things. And that's good, but you're still a little when it comes to your wife. But she let you, so that's y'all. So Destiny says, if you have any heart for Tisha, because you need to apologize to her because she was catching strays and missiles. Whew. Strays and missiles. And I really wish that would have been the title of the episode. Tisha was catching strays and missiles. That was hecka funny. But I got some more, but I like that one. Um, he feels, he said he feel her like, yeah, you right. He said, but you know what? But you know, the only thing is they're one. So if his gloves are off, so are mine. So she gonna be collateral damage, pretty much is what he's saying. Um, Destiny asked Martell, do you think Tisha accepts certain things? You know, is that what you're thinking? She accepts certain things. And I'm like, Destiny, why are you acting all soft in this season, this episode? Well, you come on and say what you want to say, but she's not because she's friends with Tisha, right? So do you think she, you know, accepts Marcel's crap? Of course, she accepts it. Then he alludes that she's done her thing too. Desi was like, well, that she said that was a lie. Well, duh. So Desi asked, so they both be teaching people how to respectfully cheat? And she's talking about Tisha and Melody. So Child Martell gonna say, done. Done. Girl, yes, done. I said, I like that. Let me start saying that. Done. Done. So she don't believe it. He said, if I said it, believe it. And I'm like, okay, that's why he's saying about Marcel, like, I told him, but he don't believe me. So he telling Destiny, believe it. So, you know, Martell says that he's down to stop this negativity, but if Marceau is not, he's not. Marceau is at the house with Chris saying he is done with Martell. Done. Like how Martell said, done. Marceau said in his confessionals, you know, God, he didn't did God's plan. They have ran their race. Him and Martell's friendship is over. The season is up. Martell says, you know, he's going lower. He's going to go lower than Marceau because Marceau was playing him. Child, Marceau is finished with you, but you don't know it yet, I guess. Child, woo. The friends have finally come to blows. It seemed like this should have happened seasons and seasons ago, y'all. Okay, so Melody meets up with Trisha. Ugh. She wants to learn more about Trisha because on the trip, Trisha did not talk half the time, and it was so much going on. Melody wasn't clear on what happened. And it just kind of got me wondering about why did Melody want to even sit down and talk to Trisha? Like, I thought you were done. Like, with, and she still can be. Don't come for me. You're not. If you're a millimeter, you may not like what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna try to be in the middle because I am in the middle because it just goes either way with me. But why, if you're so done with somebody, why are you gonna pull somebody from the past trying to piece together? And stop. Melody, what are you going to do with the information? Y'all already divorcing. Everything is almost done. If it ain't already done. Are they divorced already? I think they are, right? You can't even be around this man. Why do you care to even talk about him? Maybe production is pushing this. Huh. For her to be on the show to get her check. That might make sense, but I don't. Okay. So Mel meets up with Trish. Okay. So she asked, you know, who does she hang around, who she been kicking it with, who she's been getting to know. She said the Scotts. She was like, okay, that's cool. You know, get to know everybody though. Mingle around. Trisha didn't stay. She said she didn't say goodbye in St. Thomas because people, you know, made the trip awkward for her. Child, Melody gonna say, you the one made the trip awkward. Whoa. Pretty much you did your part in making it awkward. It wasn't on everybody, boo. You brought some of that to the table too. She said, you know, because why wasn't you making things clear with your friends? You were saying this and saying that and flip flopping and flop flapping and not telling and half telling and not saying. And so she said, Martell and her lying. And we all know that. So she said she was confused about where this information was gonna go. So she didn't want to be putting her name on nothing because she didn't know if y'all was gonna run back and tell her boo Martell. Hi Ken, how are you? We ain't seen Ken in a minute, huh? She asked, I guess we did. Anyway, she asked Martell, what was his motivation? Like, what was the motive here? What was the motive? And she said, about what? And Melly said, coming to his house, training him at his house, when you didn't know him. She was like, I knew of him, me and her husband, whatever, they knew of him. They went to school, oh, my sister went to such and such with Martell, so I knew of him. And so she was like, oh, so when you trained him, what year was it? Okay, Melody, let's get to it, girl. 2020. What month? Oh, I don't know. Trisha, you about to start lying. You already lying. They be saying Mia be lying from Potomac. Trisha always lying. Well, okay, well, which house did you go to? Which house did you go to? I don't know. It was a big one. Well, what area? What location were you in? I don't know. It was some mountains. What road were you on? Do you remember the road? I don't know. Okay. What did the driveway look like? This is a good one. The driveway. So Melody thinks she got it nailed with this driveway move. Trisha gonna say, it was a typical driveway. That did not land, Melody. The driveway ain't it, boo. You got to keep digging. And she does. And it's like, Melody. Melody was like, girl, ain't no typical driveway in the mountains. It's be a lot going on in them driveways. So she got her hand up like it's a lot of zigzagging going on. And she just want to know, did you go up? Did you go left, swing right? Did you go in a circle? Girl, quit tell me. And so she's talking. So then she said she think the house was white. And so then Melody's trying to explain, like, both houses were like a light color and like one is whiter than the other. And it's like, what are you talking about? What? So what, was one house white and one house was cream? What are you talking about, Melody? So she's like, okay, that's the house I left when I left him in April of 2020. And she was explaining that he left that house in August or September of 2020. And then she went back to do a video at the house, and that was that. Like, there was nothing else. I guess the house was, I don't know, had sold or foreclosed. I don't know. Patricia says, well, it was chilly then. And that was a good move, Trisha. If you're lying, that was a good move to move the time later past summer. And so Mel was like, it couldn't have been because he was out the house in August and September. So I guess like in the Bay, it's still hot in September. It's hot half of October here, like burning up, right? We get the Indian summer in October. And so, no, Trisha's like, no, it was chilly. It was definitely, I had a hoodie on, a vest. I had on my Ugg boots. I had on fuzzy socks. I had on thermals. I had on a fleece sweatsuit. It was chilly, girl. I had a earmuffs on. I had a hat on. I had a scarf on and some gloves. I'm telling you, Melody, it was chilly. And Trisha gonna stand on it. You're not gonna tell her it was the summer. She told you she went there in the fall. So Melody is just done. She ain't got nothing else. She has no more. So she says, okay, well, that must have been the other house. So good. At least Martell didn't bring the girl to the family house. At least he thought enough to do it when he moved it to his new spot, right? So he didn't bring her there. Good. He has a little decorum. I told you, he is unhinged, but he got a little bit of sense, just a little. And so she was like, so Melly was like, was you talking to Ken then? I said, golly, why are you asking her that? What you gonna do? Go sit down with Ken next? Are you gonna go have a lunch date with Ken? So she was like, oh, no, no, no. That was way, way, way before that. Oh, no. Melody is still poking the bear. She's still poking. So she is looking for something to be mad at Trish about. And you can. Trisha is just like Melody said in her confessional. She's a liar. She's untrustworthy. Ugh. So then Mel says, oh, it doesn't matter because what happened, I was gone by then. And just like the rest of this cast, there is no girl code. Girl, but honey, wait, Melody. Trisha didn't know you. She didn't even know he was married. Like, calm down. There could be, but you won't. She's not going to tell you that they slept together, okay? They're not going to admit it, okay? Um, so why are we here, Melody? If you just, what are we doing? Why are you here? What are we doing with Trisha? What are you gonna do with her? You don't trust her. She lying. You already know what you think you know. She's not confirming it for you. So why are we here? And she's still asking questions. And I'm like, Melody Cherie, go call that island boy in St. Thomas. Go see what he's up to. Go see who he's flirting with this week. Tell him to send you a picture. Move on. I think that was produced, but I didn't like it. And that's that. So now she asking if her and Martell had talked about her going up to the house to train with him and why he's saying it in a certain way. Why have y'all talked about this? Like, why is it so uncertain what happened? And so she want to know, did they talk about this before she invited her on a trip to St. Thomas? And she said yes. And Mel's asking this because she feels like, well, Trisha, you didn't feel like you should have came to me and kind of put me to the side and let me know before you came on my trip. And it kind of ends there. Because Trisha like, yeah, we talked. And so Melody would just ask her, so y'all did talk before the trip? And Trisha, yup, yup. Trisha, that's when you should have been, I don't know. That was when you should have, I don't know. Now you and Melody getting ready to get into it. Oh, goodness gracious. And besties, that was the end of the episode. I can't believe this review was almost an hour, but it was impactful. It was a lot of going on. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next video because I'm trying to keep it under 45 minutes and we're at 58. Bye, besties.